Morning, everybody. Lovely to see so many faces, and welcome to some new members that have signed up in February. It's fantastic, really exciting stuff. We've got a great lineup today. So the first person to speak is Jerry Wellington, our top of the table member from Cornwall, and his talk is creating a can-do culture. So over to you, Jerry.
Right. Good morning, everybody. As you say, from sunny Cornwall. Actually, it is sunny at the moment. It's lovely down here. Now, apologies, I have no slides, so you're going to have to just face me for the next 20 minutes. And yeah, I just want to share some ideas about how you can create a can-do culture within yourselves and your businesses. And can-do is all about adopting really simple changes and positive beliefs into your day-to-day lives that are designed to make immediate changes to your mindset and your working practices and allow you to improve your results. And these ideas have just been collected by me over the last 30 years or so, and thanks to a lot of the people on the call today. And I've broken them down into 5 main interconnected areas. So first of all, better communication skills. They're always going to be useful to you in life, whether it's be with friends, family, clients, or your teams. The right attitude is absolutely essential for success. Doesn't matter how skilled you are, if you're not engaging in the world in the right attitude, then you're going to get nowhere in life. An understanding and the importance of numbers will also help you get on track and stay on track. And then there is no such thing as overnight success. So the dedication to stick to your plan and to your goals, especially when life gets difficult, is going to help you enormously in this business. And finally, being able to organize yourselves and your teams better should just make your lives so much simpler and easier to control and lead you on to greater success. So what I consider the beauty of this system is that anyone can utilize these skills and ideas that I'm encouraging immediately. Whilst we know there is no overnight success, there are no barriers to success either. Everybody in this call, whether you're new to the profession or a seasoned veteran, is fundamentally very ordinary. Nobody is born destined to be any more successful than anybody else. And I strongly believe that it is what we do rather than who we are that shapes our destiny. So can do. First of all, communication. This is all about introducing some positive and definite ways of communicating with people to achieve the best results. So for example, we have annual planning meetings and not annual review meetings. It's a simple choice of language, but it refocuses the entire meeting for everybody. So instead of looking backwards, as you necessarily would do in a review meeting, I'm looking forward and planning for my clients' futures. This simple change of language has made a massive difference to my business and what clients are looking for when they come to see us. When you are communicating to clients, either in person or in writing, I try never to use the word but. Either use a comma or the word and instead. But is a very negative word, and it's going to stop me making the most of any opportunity. So for example, I really like that, thanks, but I've made a few suggestions. Can become, look, I really like that, thanks, and I've made a few suggestions. Using a different linker lifts your voice automatically at the end of the sentence as well, making it sound more appealing. I'm pleased to tell you that life cover has been granted, but the cost of this becomes, I'm really pleased to tell you that life cover has been granted, and the cost of this is, as soon as you have completed writing a letter or an email, just go through it and see how many more times you've written the word but. In each and every case, I bet you can change that to and or just a comma or leave it out altogether. And the sentence will automatically become more positive and carry more weight. Good communication doesn't have to be all about what you say. You do need to learn to listen and enjoy silence. You can never listen your way out of a sale. It is possible to talk yourself out of one, however. And great advisors don't talk too much. There is a temptation for new and inexperienced advisors especially to tell clients exactly what they know. And we will understand why. It takes a long time to get to the technicalities of this language and of the profession. It takes many, many years. As you gain new knowledge, you just can't wait to tell people about it. However, by talking too much and showing off this technical knowledge, talkative advisors destroy the client experience. When you go to a doctor, they don't just tell you everything they know about medicine. If they did, you probably wouldn't be very impressed. A good doctor will simply tell you what's appropriate and then checks in occasionally to find out if you need a little bit more information. Especially important when meeting new prospects, please do not start telling them all about you. Remember, the meeting is all about them, always. They don't want to listen to who you are, how experienced and qualified you are, how many years you've been in the profession, in business, etc. At least not to start with. We have the power to ask questions of our clients that nobody else ever gets to ask them. And they will be delighted when you take a genuine interest about how they have arrived at where they are now. So ask the right questions and let them talk about them. Make sure everyone you deal with feels appreciated. Thank your staff at the end of the day. And make sure that you've noticed something that they have done which you especially appreciate. Appreciate the loved ones and tell them how much they make your life better every day. I read in one study in which researchers encouraged managers to increase their praise and recognition of just one employee once a day for 21 business days in a row. 6 months later, those teams had a 31% higher level of productivity than the control group. Now, I find it incredible, yet at the same time, very believable. As leaders, we can take some really simple steps which help create meaningful change in our organizations. And finally, in this section, I want to mention the value of handwritten cards. Now, Mike Morrow, who many of you will know, swears by the immediate and positive impact sending cards has had on his business. He encourages you to close the door at about half an hour each week and just send out 4 high-quality handwritten cards or notes of appreciation. When was the last time you received a handwritten card of appreciation? If you remember, it's going to be because of the impact it had on you, the way it made you feel. A handwritten card is going to grow your business. In his experience, a timeless handwritten note of appreciation is the most powerful business tool for financial advisors today. Doing this for new and existing clients will provide you with the biggest return on your energy. Buy a big box of cards, thank you cards, sympathy, wedding cards, even blank cards, and aim to send them out on a regular basis. In fact, have you noticed how well Ian Green does with sending out handwritten cards to all of the contributors in the Round the Table magazine, and how appreciative each of those recipients is? If you keep a look out on Facebook, you'll see. Attitude. A positive attitude is a powerful thing. So if you have a team meeting, as we do on a Monday morning, always start with a positive focus. Go around the meeting before it starts, and everybody has to say one thing that they've either done or has happened to them from their recent business or private life, which has made them feel happy and positive. This gets everybody smiling and in a happy state of mind before you start the meeting. And the bonus is that you find out a little bit more about your team members each time. Kyle Atkins from South Carolina does something similar, except he starts every single meeting sharing something that they are grateful for. Go big, he says, begin in gratitude. Now, we can control our attitudes, and only optimists can survive in this business. Have you ever met a successful pessimist? Now, we check our appearance before we go out and before we see a client. Do we check our attitude first also? Now, Steve Rizzo, an American stand-up comedian, gave a brilliant presentation at Top of Table in Hawaii in 2018, Unleash the Power of Your Humor Being. So in the moments that we're feeling stressed or at our lowest, laughter will never make you feel worse. So just stop what you're doing. Have a look at something, a YouTube clip or something that will make you laugh just for a few moments, and then have another go at resolving the problem. You will be amazed at how much better you feel and how you'll be able to see a clearer outcome. He also went on to say that you are the only source of your success and your problems. You become what you think about. So don't underestimate your thoughts and avoid any negative self-talk. Now, most limitations in this world are self-imposed. People put them on themselves. So what if you can see past these limitations and set yourself impossible goals? How would you achieve them? So give yourself an impossible goal. Challenge yourself to grow a particular aspect of your life by 300%. And imagine what you would have to do if this target were real. Which of these ideas are within your control? All of them. So positive thinking and becoming the best that you can will never stop, ever. According to Brian Hecker at the PFS Keystone event in 2018, good is the enemy of great. Do not simply stop when you've become good at something. Keep going to be great and help inspire others along the way. Discomfort is the price of admission to a meaningful life. And remember as well that all of us, including our clients, want a better life. They don't want a product. So appeal to what they want. What is our purpose? We change people's lives. Okay, so numbers. I want to counter this excitement of positive self-talk, and I want to talk about the importance of numbers. I need to know where I am now, where I'm headed, and how I'm going to get there. After all, it's more dangerous to the human psyche not to have goals than it is to not to reach them. So I want to stress the importance of measuring your numbers regularly, whether it's production, activity, personal goals, profit levels, whatever. And a basic understanding of your numbers is essential for planning your goals for the year. So it is an advantage if you've managed to measure your numbers beforehand, although everyone has to start somewhere. So simply just start with a list of everything that you are wanting to achieve from now in the next 12 months and what each of those things is going to cost you. So then you'll know how much income you need to earn in order to afford those goals. And don't forget the taxman's going to take his slice. So knowing your average case size will tell you how many cases you therefore have to write in that year. And therefore how many people you have to have sales meetings with in order to close those cases. And how many people you need to have meetings with in order to get those sales meetings. And how many phone calls you need to make in order to arrange those meetings, etc. Bearing in mind average cancellations. But be careful with averages though. If you follow the maths, the average human has one testicle and one ovary, so be careful. Now, measuring your numbers does come with a warning. We all have an early indicator for failure, which is success. It's very easy to achieve goals that don't stretch you sufficiently. Make sure that whatever goals you set are big enough for you to be excited about and difficult enough that you will not fall into your comfort zone. And once you hit your numbers, set new and ever more demanding goals and never become content with where you are. Make sure you have a prospect list so you know who you're going to do business with in the future. High performers will have a list of prospects that they expect to close in the next 1 to 3 years. And this list could easily have over 100 people listed on it. Make sure you revisit this list at least once a quarter, because you will need to know which of them you're going to do business with in the next 90 days and which of them you might take a little bit longer. This is your future success list, so guard it and work it well. And prospecting, just be aware there are only 9 possible ways to attract new clients, so don't waste time thinking of any others. You've got cold calling, direct mail, mass mail, seminars, existing clients, networking with centers of influences, referrals, strategic alliances, and social media. That's it. Now, I've been asked on several occasions now, what is my biggest tip for success? And I've thought about it a lot, and my biggest word of advice is actually a warning, and it's never to focus more on your numbers than on your clients. They're going to spot the lack of caring immediately, and they'll run a mile. So if you look after your clients, they will look after your numbers. I remember a situation years ago I was a member of a large national sales team, and at the end of the year, the top 15 advisors were going to be treated to a very expensive prize. Towards the end of this particular year, I was number 13 on this list. However, I've noticed that Cheryl from Southend was moving quickly up the list, and my fear is that she's going to soon take my place, and I certainly didn't want to be number 16. So my solution was, yeah, it's obvious and simple. I've got to sell more. So I began to see a few more people each week, and I targeted the wealthier prospects. So I'm going to become automatically more successful. Also, I thought a very strange thing began to happen in that the more I tried to sell to people, the less they bought. You see, the truth is that I've become focused on me and myself and my own needs, and not what was right for the people who I was being asked to look after. And the good thing is that they actually saw straight through this. Subconsciously, I was projecting the wrong message. So do not fall into that trap. Now, thankfully, I could see the error of my ways, and yeah, very painfully. And I vowed from that moment on that I would only ever do what is right for other people, and never allow greed or avarice to cloud my own judgment. And I am very proud of the fact that I've become a better advisor, a better human since those dark days. So, I mean, what happened to Cheryl from Southend, I hear you ask? Well, actually, I have no idea, because the regulators came in and decided that the company I worked for had a really bad culture that was leading to bad financial outcomes, and they shut us all down. So I'd never know, but lessons were learned, definitely. Okay, dedication. As Tony Gordon has always maintained, our business is not necessarily complicated, but it can be hard. You are going to need dedication in order to survive and thrive, and to do the best for you and your business and your clients day after day after day. So we'll have a quick look now and just see what can make life a little bit easier. My good friend Chris Leach in our last meeting talked about the importance of making notes. So make sure you regularly take time out of your schedule. Again, once a quarter should be sufficient. Review your notes and act on them. Not all of them, just bring out the top 3 ideas that you want to put into force and do it. So once these are embedded into your business and your daily habits, then you can bring the next 3 forward and so on. Find a system that works and keep doing it. Now, to be better than almost anybody else in this business, you have only got to do 2 things. 1, show up on time. 2, keep your promises. It really can be that simple. Just show up on time and keep your promises. Think about your own experience when someone arrives late for a meeting. They've only got to be a couple of minutes late for that frustration to set in. And those of you who are in MDRT's PGA volunteer teams, they're going to know often, the often repeated mantra, early is on time and on time is late. If you say you're going to do something, do it, and do it on time. Learn to do the uncomfortable work first. The exact work that you dread doing most is the work that has the most ability to change your life. And there is only one reason why people fail in this business, and that is a lack of discipline. You need to discipline yourself to do the things that are difficult to do. And to do this, they have to be finished every day. So finally, organization. It looks like we're now well on track to start bringing our teams back into the office. And yeah, for me, that's going to be a very welcome return to normality. You do need to remember to guard your time against distractions. And for me, we use focus time cards. This is our example, bit of paper, words focus time. Whenever you want to guarantee peace and quiet to complete either very important tasks or tasks that have a high degree of concentration, just take one of these cards out, put it somewhere prominent, and basically this tells everyone around you that you are just not to be disturbed under any circumstances. Realize that you cannot manage or create time. We can only prioritize time. If you fail to prioritize your time, other people will do it for you. So I like to control what people put in my diary. And I insist upon meeting clients only at times that fit into my workload, wherever possible anyway. So for me, that means client meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays only. And try to stick to pre-arranged times in your diary that are already marked out weeks in advance. Consider stand-up meetings. So when people settle into a chair, they're more likely to get comfortable in that space. So if you need things to progress quickly, embrace a stand-up format. Don't have chairs altogether. This keeps people from settling in and encourages them to get to the point and move on in their day. I've got another 2-item strategy that works. So if you want to run an amazing review or annual planning service that generates you more word of mouth referrals, then again, focus on doing only 2 things. Number 1, show me that everything is going to be all right. And naturally, if it's not all right, then tell me what to do about it. And 2, politely remind me what you've done for me lately. Again, that's it. Keep it simple. Personalize a standard service. So do something for somebody that you would consider doing for everybody, and do it in a way that it seems like only one person has got it. So, for example, studies have shown that waiting staff in restaurants, serving somebody an extra portion and saying, well, look, I thought you might appreciate a slightly larger helping or slightly more veg. They're going to end up with a higher tip as the customer is made to feel that they're doing something particularly special just for them. Now, with all of these new ideas and others that you pick up in your careers, I tend to find that I am a little bit more enthusiastic about change than some of the others in my team, in particular the admin team. So rather than fight them, how about introducing new ideas as a trial? Rather than a complete change with how you do things, we tend to find that they're open to the idea of trialing a new idea, as this appears to give them a say in how the final idea can be shaped to everyone's satisfaction. Now, remember that with all ideas, done is better than perfect. As Winston Churchill once said, perfection is the enemy of progress. Thank you for listening, and good luck to you all.